Chapter 34, When You Need to Advertise in the Worst Possible Way.
When you need to advertise in the worst possible way, there are 10 easy steps. Step 1. Concentrate on reaching the right people. There are plenty of wrong people out there who can't possibly do your business any good. Step 2. Make sure you reach the largest number of right people you can possibly reach. It isn't important how often you reach them. Step 3. Don't worry about what your ad says. The only thing that matters is whether your delivery is smooth, professional, and classy. Step 4. Fill your ads with the kind of phrases and claims you've heard in other commercials. Your ad should sound like an ad. Step 5. Discontinue any ad your friends don't like. Listen to what your neighbors say. Any ad that makes people uncomfortable can't possibly work. Step 6. Let a TV or radio ad run just 20 to 30 times, then change it. Everyone has heard it and understands it by now. Step 7. Don't be concerned about whether or not your delivery vehicle is intrusive. Passive advertising works just as well. Step 8. Expect the public to have an intimate knowledge of your product. Use language unique to your industry. Step 9. Impress the public. Prove your superior taste. The public is paying strict attention and doesn't miss a thing. Beautify the pages of the newspapers and magazines. People care more about your taste than about what your product will do for them. Step 10. After completing steps 1 through 9, if you feel your advertising isn't working, what did you expect? These are the steps for advertising in the worst possible way.
Chapter 35, 12 Causes of Advertising Failure.
There are only 12 causes of advertising failure. Number 1 is the desire for instant gratification. The ad that creates enough urgency to cause people to respond immediately is the ad most likely to be forgotten immediately once the offer has expired. Such ads are of little use in establishing the advertiser's identity in the mind of the customer. Number 2, trying to reach more people than the budget will allow. For a media mix to be effective, each element in the mix must have enough repetition to establish retention in the mind of the prospect. Too often, however, the result of media mix is too many people reached without enough repetition. Will you reach 100% of the people and persuade them 10% of the way? Or will you reach 10% of the people and persuade them 100% of the way? The cost is the same. Number 3, assuming the business owner knows best. The business owner is uniquely unqualified to see his company or product objectively. Too much product knowledge leads him to answer questions no one is asking. He's on the inside looking out, trying to describe himself to a person on the outside looking in. It's hard to read the label when you're inside the bottle. Number 4, unsubstantiated claims. Advertisers often claim to have what the customer wants, such as highest quality at the lowest price, but fail to offer any evidence. An unsubstantiated claim is nothing more than a cliché the prospect is tired of hearing. You must prove what you say in every ad. Do your ads give the prospect new information? Do they provide a new perspective? If not, prepare to be disappointed with the results. Number 5, improper use of passive media. Non-intrusive media, such as newspapers and yellow pages, tend to reach only buyers who are actively looking for the product. They are poor at reaching prospects before their need arises, so they're not much use for planting a reticular activator or creating a predisposition toward your company. The patient, consistent use of intrusive media, such as radio and television, will win the heart of the customer before she's in the market for the product. Tell her why. Wait for when. Number 6, creating ads instead of campaigns. It's foolish to believe that a single ad can ever tell the entire story. The most effective, persuasive, and memorable ads are those most like a rhinoceros. They make a single point very powerfully. An advertiser with 17 different things to say should commit to a campaign of at least 17 different ads, repeating each ad enough to stick in the prospect's mind. Number 7. Obedience to unwritten rules. For some insane reason, advertisers want their ads to look and sound like ads. Why? 8. Late week schedules. Advertisers justify their obsession with Thursday and Friday advertising by saying, "We need to reach the customer just before she goes shopping." Why do these advertisers choose to compete for the customer's attention each Thursday and Friday when they could have a nice quiet chat all alone with her on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday? Number 9. Overconfidence in qualitative targeting. Many advertisers and media professionals grossly overestimate the importance of audience quality. In reality, saying the wrong thing has killed far more ad campaigns than reaching the wrong people. It's amazing how many people become the right people when you're saying the right thing. Number 10. Event-driven marketing. A special event should be judged only by its ability to help you more clearly define your market position and substantiate your claims. If 1% of the people who hear your ad for a special event choose to come, you will be in desperate need of a traffic cop and a bus to shuttle people from distant parking lots. Yet your real investment will be in the 99% who did not come. What did your ad say to these people? Number 11. Great production without great copy. Too many ads today are creative without being persuasive. Slick, clever, funny, creative, and different are very poor substitutes for informative, believable, memorable, and persuasive. Number 12. Confusing reactions with results. The goal of advertising is to create a clear awareness of your company and its unique selling proposition. Unfortunately, most advertisers evaluate their ads by the comments they hear from the people around them. When we mistake mere response for results, we create attention-getting ads that say absolutely nothing.
Chapter 36. A Peek Behind the Curtain.
Do you remember the scene in The Wizard of Oz in which Dorothy and her companions finally make it to the Emerald City only to be refused entry to see the Great Oz? When they finally get inside, the four are greeted by fire, smoke, and a booming voice. "The Great Oz has spoken." Just then, Toto, Dorothy's little dog, pulls back a curtain to reveal a rather ordinary-looking man pulling levers and shouting into a microphone. "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain," booms the voice. "The Great Oz has spoken." Like most other celebrities, the Great Oz was mostly a myth created by a good ad man, the man behind the curtain. Elvis Presley's agent, the reclusive and mysterious Colonel Parker, is paid exactly half of all the money Elvis makes, an amount that should ultimately total several $1 million. Most people think Colonel Parker was lucky to have discovered Elvis, but I strongly disagree. Elvis and I both know it was he who was lucky to have discovered the Colonel. Yes, I know Elvis agrees, because he continues faithfully to pay half his earnings to the Colonel, even though there has never been a written contract. Like P.T. Barnum before him, Colonel Parker knows that the key to success is packaging. The Colonel says, "Shut up and do what I tell you, boy, and we'll both get rich." And young Elvis listens. For every rhyming, dancing Cassius Clay you see in the boxing ring, you can be sure there's a Don King behind the curtain. Undiscovered talent is everywhere. I believe talent is probably the world's most abundant commodity. The hard thing to find is the man behind the curtain. Anyone who says, "All I need is my talent," or "Determination is all it takes," or "Cream always rises to the top," will soon be bitterly disappointed. Which sells better, the best product or the product with the best advertising? There's an ancient proverb that says, "The race goeth not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. But he who hath the best advertising leaveth them all in his dust." Okay, so I changed the ancient proverb. Sue me.
Smiles to your face, something kids can enjoy. It's slinky, for fun it's a wonderful toy. It's slinky, it's fun for a girl and a boy. And slinky mobiles with big slinky wheels.
Part 2. Turning strangers into customers. Chapter 37. The Best Salesman I Ever Knew.
Charlie Meyer's job was to sell used cars from a dumpy car lot on the wrong side of town. And sell them he did. Charlie knew nothing at all about cars, but he did know a lot about people. The thing I remember best about Charlie was his upbeat attitude. Charlie was instantly and forever your friend. And there was nothing phony about it. Charlie believed that each day was going to be the best day of his life, and it often was. The first time I saw him, he was dressed like a man going to the bank for a loan. I asked him what was the occasion. "No occasion," he replied. "I just believe that when you look right, you act right." Charlie didn't dress well to impress the customer. He dressed well because it gave him confidence. It made him feel in control. Charlie said it made him feel ready. One day when I had dropped in to visit Charlie, I noticed on his lot the most boring car I had ever seen. It was solid beige, with no accent trim, and it even had a bench seat. I said, "Charlie, how in the world will you ever find a buyer for a car like that one?" I'll never forget Charlie's answer. "Roy, there's a butt for every seat. That's somebody's dream car, and I'm just waiting for somebody to get here." Ultimately, Charlie Myers was discovered by a leading radio station and became Cheerful Charlie, one of the most successful morning drive DJs of the decade. Tens of thousands of people enjoyed starting off their day to the sound of Charlie's voice. The point I'm trying to make is this. Contrary to popular belief, selling isn't about having the right inventory. As Cheerful Charlie so eloquently phrased it, there's a butt for every seat. Selling is simply acting right. In case you haven't yet figured it out, this story isn't about my friend Cheerful Charlie, his opportunities, his inventory, or his customers. It's about you. Your opportunities. They're all around you. Your inventory. It's far more exciting than Charlie's. And your customers. They're ready to buy, and they're ready to buy today. Now go sell something.